Hey, welcome to this week's episode of Behind the Boss Lady podcast. I am really excited to talk with you on this specific topic because I think that it is one that isn't talked about enough. And that is running a business and being a mom. This is the nitty-gritty that is needed. This is the conversation that needs to happen. And this is the belief system that needs to freaking change. And we are going to make it happen.
Are you ready to go behind the scenes of soul-led entrepreneurship? This is Behind the Boss Lady podcast with your host, Shelby St.clair. You're going to hear from women who share the good, bad, and the ugly of what their journey to success looked like, leaving you with the advice and inspiration you need so that you never give the fuck up on your dreams. I'm Shelby, spiritual healer, embodiment coach, business consultant at the Boss Lady Agency, and the founder of Brunch with Babes. I bring the duality between business, personal branding, emotional intelligence, and transformational healing using NLP, hypnosis, Reiki, Chakra and Sound Healing as a trauma-informed life coach. I blend the practical, energetic business strategy and systems for women who are looking to step into expansion, leadership, visibility, and soul-aligned authenticity in their work. Your soul led you here for a reason. So join me every Wednesday as we dive deep into what it means to be a boss in your life and business.
I am going to break all the paradigms of what it means to be a mother and to be a business owner in this conversation here with you today. I'm going to share a little bit about my story, how I have managed to keep running and building my business over the last 3 years, while being a mom and having my daughter home with me pretty much 24/7, and how I make it work. Right now, as I'm recording this podcast, she's laying on the couch. She's watching her cartoons. She has her juice. She's got her blankie. She might come interrupt us, and that's totally okay because this is real life for me. This is how I work every single day. This is how I move through life every single day, and I have been doing it from the moment that I brought her home. Now, one thing that I want to say is, would I recommend a new mom bring her newborn home and immediately jump back into work? Not really. But if you know my story, you know that I had some unforeseen circumstances with becoming a widow at 6 months pregnant and really being in this space of grieving while rewiring my mindset towards what my life was meant to look like now and how I was going to build a business and be a single mom all at the same time. There was a lot of emotions and a lot of things, and work for me is actually what kept me grounded within that. And it actually allowed us to create a really great flow. And that doesn't mean that some days aren't really hard, because some days are really hard. And it doesn't mean that in those hard moments that I just put my hands up and I'm like, everything's done and everything's ruined. No, I'm going to tell you what I do in those moments. But what I want to start with saying is that motherhood and running a business truly go hand in hand. And here's why. When we have the desire on our hearts to launch a business, to start a business, it comes from this core purpose and this core need and this core want, right? This is why we dream of it and we desire it. And for a lot of women, that same feeling comes through when it comes to being a mother, having a child. It is the same dream, the same desire, the same emotions that come through, right? It feels purposeful. I am meant to be a mother, right? There are so many women who say that. Just as I am meant to run this business, to start this business, to be successful. There is meaning to both things, and that's why they go hand in hand. And the emotions and the feelings and everything that come with it are so alike. Just in the way of having your business and building your business and running your business and scaling and growing your business, there are fears. There are limiting beliefs. There are mindsets that are programmed within you. And the same goes for motherhood. There are fears, there are limiting beliefs, there are mindsets that are programmed within you. And when I sat back and I realized this, I was like, holy shit. In all of these moments where I am sitting here, just as any other business owner, it doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how much you've done. It doesn't matter how far you have gone within your business or a business that you had or whatever it may be. There are still moments in time where you sit back and you start to get down on yourself and you tell yourself that maybe you're not doing enough. Or maybe you believe that you should be further ahead than you are. Or you question why you aren't making the money that you dream of. All of that still second-handedly goes with motherhood too, where you have the guilt in whatever way it may be of not spending enough time with your children because you're trying to build your business, or the guilt of having a moment where your patience has run low and you raise your voice and you see their sad little faces. Or a moment where you have to tell them that you just need a moment for you. You worry about how your child is going to grow, just as you worry about how your success, your business, your dreams are going to grow. And just as all the dreams that you have for why you desire to be successful in your business, those same dreams are within you and you want them so bad because you want to be able to give your child the life that they deserve. And we sit back and we get on ourselves about so many different things. And we make ourselves feel, at times as mothers, I think we make ourselves feel like we are crazy people. Because not only are we trying to build and run a business and grow financially and give our kids that life that we desire to give them, that they deserve to have, but we also want to be the best mom, the most present mom, the fun mom who's doing all the things. And we want to make sure our house is clean, and we need to be a good partner, and we have dishes to do and laundry to get done. And if you have pets to take care of, and you still need a social life, and you have family and friends. And there's so much pressure, and there is so much guilt, and there's so much exhaustion. And somehow, some way, you are still sitting here or standing here or walking and listening to this today, and you are still somehow taking steps forward. And you're somehow choosing to try and find a way through. And so I hope that the things that I share with you today help you to just lessen your load a little bit, to release some of the burden, to let some of the fears go, and to recognize that you are so incredibly amazing just for the fact that you popped a child out or that you became a mother in some other way, and that you have the desire and the dream on your heart to build a business. Neither of these things are easy. And I will say that time and time again, because I don't think that it's talked about enough. Sure, when people find out you're pregnant, they're like, oh my gosh, like, I'll pray for you. Or, oh my gosh, are you sure you're ready? Oh, it's so hard. It's so much work, right? There's all of these beliefs that are placed within us, and we get so fearful and we get so afraid and we are terrified. Just like when we launch our business, when we give birth to our business, we're told, are you sure you want to do that? Don't you want like financial security? Which really isn't a thing. Don't you want just a normal job? Why would you want to go through all that stress and all that pressure? All of those things get so deeply ingrained with our mind. And our subconscious mind takes all those things and it formats and it creates all these beliefs and all these fears. And then we walk through life and we're like, what the hell am I doing? How am I going to make it through? But again, it landed on your heart for a reason. So when I became a mom, and like I said, I was in the moment of grieving and I was trying to like just piece all the puzzle pieces together and like truly figure out who the hell I was going to be at this next stage in my life. And especially as like a mom and how I wanted my business to run. And so when I brought her home from the hospital, like I said, I really didn't take much time off. We were right back into work and I was just doing calls with my clients, checking in, hosting, sharing all the things, just with this little tiny person next to me. Whether she was like in my arms or in the carrier or in her little swing or on her dakata on the couch, like she was always with me, next to me. And I think that led to me being able to find a rhythm because I started in it so quickly. But like take some time off, take a month or two if you can, if you can, just to be present with your baby and just to like allow your body and your mind to heal and to work through all the hormones and all the ups and downs that come with giving birth. That again, I don't think is talked about enough. But if you can't and you're trying to figure it out, just keep doing what you were doing before you had a small human to care for. So keep showing up for your business in the way that you did before, or show up even more impactfully now that you have this small human in your arms and you're like, yeah, I'm a boss ass bitch, right? Like I am here doing it with this small human in my arms and I'm still showing up and I'm providing value and I'm sharing my gifts with the world. Allow your children to fall into your routines. There came a time when she started moving around and was getting more mobile that I started to go into like freak out anxiety mode. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, she's not just this small human that's just like laying here with me anymore. Like now she's making noise. Now she wants to move. Now things are happening. Now I'm feeling really freaking flustered. And like, oh my God, if she's making noise in the background or like playing with her toys and laughing in the background or watching her cartoons in the background, whatever it is, oh my gosh, people are going to think that like I'm not professional and they aren't going to want to work with me. I let that set me back. I'm going to say it again. I let that set me back, right? It wasn't her fault. She was just doing what she's supposed to do as I brought her into this world to be herself. I let the fear of what anybody else would think hold me back from continuing to move forward. And I stepped back in my business and I lost a lot of clients. Not because I wasn't supporting them or helping them, but because my energy wasn't saying that I'm progressing forward anymore. So why would they re-sign contracts with me when my energy to them said like, okay, I got as much out of her as I can because she's not progressing forward and she's not continuing on. And so like, this is as good as it's going to get. And it was really great while I was with her and she helped me with all the things, but like our time together is done. Right. And like no bad blood. I completely get it. I would have done the same thing in that moment because I stepped into and was living in a moment of fear. And the crazy thing is that all of my clients at that time loved my daughter. They loved to see her. They gave me accolades upon accolades of how impressed they were that I could continue to show up and be present and give them my full undivided attention and energy while also taking care of her and having her here. I'm very good at being able to be aware of what's going on around me and what she's doing and listening, but also blocking that out and being very here in the moment. And when I need to be, I can shift my attention and I can re-engage myself right back into what's going on. So there was never a moment where somebody said, your kid's annoying. It's too loud. I'm not getting what I need out of this. But I told myself that that was what was happening. And maybe you're in this moment right now where your kids are at this moment where like it just feels like your house is loud and there's always things going on. And so you're holding yourself back. And you don't want to show up on social media because you're so focused on just trying to be the best mom and run your business that like there's clutter in your house and like you don't want people to see it. Guess what? It's 2023 and we want real. We want raw. We want humans. We want to know that like there are other people out there like us who are struggling, who choose not to do the dishes today because something else was more important. And I'm getting off track because I want to like kind of take you step by step. So we're going to go back a second, right? Because I'm running my business and I'm working my business and now she's moving and these fears have set in and I'm allowing them to come in and take over and pull me back and pull me away. And I have to ask myself, what is it that I really desire? Like, do I want to just live a mediocre life and like struggle day to day and not make ends meet and question how I'm going to put food on the table or worry about if I go somewhere, I'm going to use too much gas and I might not be able to put more gas in? Or do I want to allow myself to just be myself? And when I thought about that and I looked at my life and I looked at everything that I wanted for my life, it was obvious. Of course, I didn't want that. And my daughter wouldn't want that for me either. So guess what? Just as I got to continue building and running my business when she was small and immobile, I get to continue running and building my business when she is wild and moving and expressing herself and learning to be the small human that she is. See, being a mother doesn't take away from our business. It adds to it. And you want to know why? Motherhood adds to your success as an entrepreneur because you experience the greatest pain of your life. And if you allow that to be the thing that removes every other fucking fear that you have from your mind, allow it to be. Because, babe, you gave birth to a child. And even if you didn't give birth to a child, you went through a process to adopt a child, which is just as emotionally painstaking and painful at times. And you did it and you made it through. And so I'm sorry, but there is nothing that could happen in your business that could be as painful as the experience of becoming a mother. There is nothing as painful, as emotional that can happen in your business as there is to becoming a mother and worrying every day about the safety of your child. And so if you allow that small human being to be the reason that you continue on and that you say, you know what, fuck all the haters. Because if people don't like that my daughter is in videos with me, or that she might be in my calls, or that she might pop up in my videos when I'm recording a podcast, or whatever it is, right? If people don't like that, guess what? They're not my people, because I'm a mother first. And my business gets to be built around my lifestyle, and my kids get to fall into my routines. And so I just kept on with that. Like, okay, so what did I do before I had a daughter? Well, I showed up on social media. I did a lot of interviews. Like, I was constantly in creation mode. I was connecting and communicating with people. All right, we got to keep on that. Like, that is pivotal, and so important to continuing to build and run my business. All right, so we're going to do that just with her around. Totally fine. What else did I do before I became a mother? Well, I liked my house to be like clean and orderly. And obviously, when you have a kid, that's not always the case, right? Because they constantly are playing, making messes, is what it is. But what do I need to still feel like good in my home? For me, it's just like tidying up at the end of the night, picking things up, putting the pillows back on the couch in the way that it feels good. Does it mean that everything is spotless and like put together? No, not always. Okay, I like to make dinner every night because I want to nourish my body and give my body healthy, delicious food. Check. Guess what? My daughter helps me cook. Is it sometimes a little bit messier? Yes. Does it sometimes take a little bit longer? Yes. But that's okay, because I'm still honoring my own needs and my own wants. Like, I think that we worry too much about our children, like doing too much, and we don't allow them to be kids. Just as we're going through the steps of trying to figure out how to build a business and how to make it run flawlessly and effortlessly and make us money and give us the life that we want, our kids are trying to learn and understand who they are and formulate their personality and understand their gifts and their talents. So why do we take that away from them? Why don't we just allow them to be part of it? Right? She helps me clean. She helps me cook. She likes helping do the dishes. Why? Because I've allowed her to do that since she could sit up on her own, since she could walk. So I've just taken this small human and I have just allowed her to just walk through life with me. And we just make it work. And nothing's perfect. And there's days where I have to reschedule things or change things or like plan to do things later when she's sleeping. Right? Like, she knows now that like when it's mommy's work time, we got to be quiet. Which is why she hasn't actually popped over here, because she knew that, okay, mommy's doing something on the computer and she's talking. I have to be quiet. And she actually ended up falling asleep. Bless her little soul. It is 5:00, so I probably were going to regret it, but that's okay. I know she's been tired. She hasn't napped in a few days. But we just have to give ourselves more grace, Mama. Like, I don't think that happens enough. There's too much pressure from social media that everything has to be perfect, and we don't have to be perfect. We just have to show up. You have to ask yourself, who do I want to be as a business owner? And who do I want to be as a mom, right? For me as a business owner, I want to be a leader. I want to provide transformation. I want to help women heal. I want to focus on the impact that I'm making and the relationships that I'm building. And I want to get this methodology that I am teaching and sharing and how I guide people to their ultimate purpose and becoming their highest, most authentic self through deep soul alignment in a way that fuels the universe. I want to allow women to learn their energetic strategy so that we can implement a business strategy that works with their life. And as a mother, I want to be playful and fun. And I want my daughter to know that she can interrupt me in moments where it's not something where my focus needs to be here, right? If I'm just doing something on the computer and I'm just like, typing, working, she knows that she can come over and she can interrupt me 10,000 times. And that's totally fine. Because she knows that in that moment, there's not the boundary of we have to be quiet. There's the, if you need me, I'm here. And if she absolutely needed me while I was recording something or I was on a call, guess what? I'm there. Like, we get to collide both of these lives. They don't have to be separate. So stop worrying that your children are taking you away from everything that you want, and just find a way to place them in everything that you do. And watch how everything begins to shift and change. Because the moment that you allow yourself to continue pursuing your dreams while you are a mother, you're giving your child the confidence to go after whatever the heck they want, because they see mommy doing it. And they see that when they want mommy to be playful and to be mommy and to take care of them and to provide for their needs, mommy can do that because she's fulfilling herself first. So screw the perfection, screw the perfectly clean house, let the dishes sit overnight. Right? Like, I don't do my dishes every single night. I put them in the sink, I fill it up with water and some soap, and I sit there until I decide to do them the next day. I don't do laundry every day. Sometimes it piles up for a week, and then the weekend comes and I do like 6 loads of laundry. We get to decide how we move through and walk through life. Just because you had a mother who had it all together, or you had a mother who said that, your dreams don't matter, your kids matter most, whatever it may be, the things that come in and get stuck in our mind, we get to change them and shift them because we are the creators and the controllers of our life. So the paradigm that we're breaking here today, as I talk to you about all this, is that you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose between being a good mother and being a good business owner. You don't have to choose between spending time with your kids and spending time on your business. You don't have to choose between showing up for your business and showing up for your kids. You get to do it all. You get to do it all simultaneously. Because just like you are showing your kids and instilling confidence in them and giving them the power to do what they choose to do and desire to do later in life, each and every moment that you show up for yourself powerfully and you show people the real you and your real life and how you just move through things, and you show up and you say, today's really fucking hard. Like, my kid took all of her clothes out of this. Happened. That's why I'm giving you an example. This happened to me. My kid took all of her clothes out of her dresser. Like, the dog shit on the floor. And I'm 5 minutes late to my client call. And guess what? I showed up to that client call and I said, hey girl, like, sorry, I'm 5 minutes late, but Skylar took all her clothes out of her dresser and the dog shit on the floor. So I had to deal with that. And guess what? She laughed and she said, "Oh my God, I don't know how you do it." She doesn't have kids. I don't know how you do it, but like, bless you. Bless you for still doing it, right? When we allow ourselves to be honest and vulnerable and authentic and like share the hard parts of what it's like to be doing both things, we then give the people that are watching us or that are in our circle the courage to just go after it, to just say fuck it to everything else. Because truly, who cares what anybody else says? I can't tell you how many times like my family has, because my kid does not like wearing clothes, right? Like she's always either naked or she'll have like a shirt and underwear, like who knows? And she's at this moment in her life where she has to choose her own clothes. So like nothing matches anymore. And it just all is what it is. And I'm just letting her be her own little self. But I can't tell you how many times my family has seen her and been like, "Where are your pants? Where are your clothes? Who cares? We're home." Like, why does it matter? Right? But if I allowed that to go into my mind or even into her mind, right? Because I stand up for her in front of them. Who cares? It's her, huh? You're comfortable. If I allow that to get into my mind, then I would have this anxiety of like seeing my family and being around my family, making sure that like she was all put together and had her clothes on. But that doesn't matter because that's their own questioning. That's something within them that makes them ask that. Right? "Oh, you're outside. Why don't you have shoes on?" Because it wasn't a battle worth fighting. Because she wanted to feel the ground beneath her feet. Because she's a human and she has her own mind and can make her own choices and can decide what she wants or doesn't want. And I honor that. And so I want you to walk away from this with knowing that you get to choose anything and everything in your life. You get to choose how you show up for your business with your kids, running around screaming. People love it. We want real humans. We want authentic vulnerability. We want to know that we're not alone. I cannot tell you how many messages I get on a daily because I just like share everything. I share the good, the bad, the ugly. And so many women reach out to me every single day, like, "Thank you for sharing this." Or like, "Oh my God, I'm going through this right now too." Right? Or can give advice. "Oh, my kid did that. Like, have you tried this?" I'm here for it all because I'm sharing it all. And I'm still showing up super powerful for my business and honoring my clients and saying that we get to heal. And I'm also experiencing that in my journey of motherhood, right? I'm healing generational trauma. I'm breaking the generational chains and the belief system. And I'm allowing my child to be who she desires to be. And I'm building my business in a way that I desire it to be, in a way that feels really fucking good. So my tips: get your kids into your routine. Before you had kids, and if you're running your business before you had them, how are you doing it? What was your flow in your business? Allow it to be the same. Continue doing the same things. Allow your kids to be part of everything. Let them help around the house. Allow it to take a little longer because they are going to appreciate that moment with you. For us, we can sit there and our patience can be wearing. You'd be like, "Oh my God, like I could have had this done 20 minutes ago." But guess what? Like their little hearts are like, "Oh my God, I felt my mommy." Like, this is so exciting. Let them help make dinner. Let them help rinse the dishes. Allow them to be a part of your life. Don't change your life for your kids. Allow them to be a part of your life and show them that you will never give up. on your dreams, and that you will keep pursuing things because your dreams and your goals are the very thing that they deserve. That they deserve to live with when it all comes to fruition. Allow yourself to be seen. Allow the world to see you as your true self. Break the patterns. Fuck the fear. You gave birth, or you went through the painstaking trial and tribulation of adopting a child. You experienced the greatest pain that you possibly could. And so nothing can wear that down. Not even your business. So keep going after it. Don't give up. Your time is now.
Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode on Behind the Boss Lady podcast. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at The Boss Lady Agency and subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode. Leave a review or share with me what your biggest takeaway was. I can't wait to connect with you more, and I'll see you next